जय श्री राम। रामायणं बहुतमे सुनो वीर हनुमान। ओ रामा सुनो वीर हनुमान। आज्ञा सलीजिए सिया सहित भगवान। ओ रामा सिया सहित भगवान। सिया पर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। शंकर हरि ओम। शंकर हरि ओम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। जाम्बवंत के वचन सुहाए। सुनि हनुमंत हृदय अति भाए। तव लगी मोहि पर कीन्हु तुम भाई। सही दुख कंद मूल फल खाई। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। जब लगी आवे सीतहि देखी। होई काज मोहि हर्ष विशेषी। यह कही नाहि सभनि कहु माता। चलहु हर्षिय धरि रघुनाथा। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। सिंधु तीर एक भूधर सुंदर। कौतुक कूदि चढ़हु नाउ पर। पार बार रघुवीर सम्हारी। तरकेहु पवन तनया भल भारी। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। जेहि गिरि चरण देहि हनुमंता। चलहु सुगा पाता तुरंता। जिमि अमोघ रघुपति करवाना। एहि माति चलहु हनुमाना। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। जलनिधि रघुपति दूत विचारी। ते मेरा कहो श्रमहारी। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। पतित पावन सीता राम। हनुमान तेहि पर सकरा। पुनि कीन प्रणाम। ओ रामा पुनि कीन प्रणाम। राम काज कीन्हे बिनु मोहि कहा विश्राम। ओ रामा मोहि कहा विश्राम। सिया पर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जात पवन सुत देवन देखा जानु कहु बल बुद्धि शेषा सुर सनाम अनिका के माता पतई आई कही तेरी माता रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम आज सुरन मोहि दीन आहारा सुनत बचन कह पवन कुमारा राम काज कहि मेरे आओ सीत कहि सुति प्रभुनि सुनाओ रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम तब तव बदन पेति हऊ आई सत्य कहु मोहि जानते माही तब देहु जतन देहि जाना रस सिंह मोहि कहु हनुमाना रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जो जन भरि तेहि बदन पसारा कपि तनु कीनत पुण्य विस्तारा सोरह जो जन मुख तेहि टयउ तुरत पवन सुत भक्ति सभयउ रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जस जस सुर सब धनु भड़ावा तासु दून कपि रूप देखावा सत्य जो जन तेहि आनन कीना अति लघु रूप पवन सुत लीना रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम बदन पैति पुनि बाहिर आवा मात पिता तहि सिरु नावा मोहि सुरन जेहि लागी बतावा बुद्धि बल मन पुतोर में पावा रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम राम काजु सब करि हनु तुम बल बुद्धि विधान हो रामा तुम बल बुद्धि विधान आशीष देहि गई सो हर्षि चलहु हनुमान हो रामा हर्षि चलहु हनुमान सिया वर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय शंकर हरि ओम शंकर हरि ओम राम मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी रामा राम प्रभु दशरथ अजर बिहारी रामा राम निशिचर एक सिंधु मम रहई रामा राम करिमायन बुके खग गाय ही रामा राम जीव जंतु जे गगन राम गाहि चाह सग सोन उड़ाही रामा राम एहि विधि सदा गगन चर खाई रामा राम सोई चल हनुमान का कीन्हा रामा राम दासु कपटु कपि दुर तहि चीन्हा रामा राम तहि मारि मरुतासु कबीरा रामा राम भारति पार गयो मति धीरा रामा राम तह जाहि देखि बन शोभा रामा राम कुंजत चंचरीक मधु लोभा रामा राम नानक फल फूल सुहाए रामा राम खग मृग वृंद देखि मन भाए रामा राम शैल विशाल देखि एक आगे रामा राम तापर छाई चलहु भय त्यागे रामा राम उमान कछु कपि के अतिकाई रामा राम प्रभु प्रताप जो काले खाई रामा राम गिरि पर चढ़ि लंक तेहि देखी रामा राम कहीं न जाई अति दुर्ग विशेषी रामा राम अति उतंग जल नित बहु पासा रामा राम कनक कोट कर परम प्रकामा रामा राम मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी रामा राम रघु सुदशरथ अजन बिहारी रामा कनक कोट विचित्र मणिकृत सुंदराय तनाघरा चाहु हट हट सुभट वीति चारुपुर बहु विधि बनाम जग पाँच कर चरनि कर पद चर रघु तनि को गने बहुरूप निसिचर जूद अति बल सेन भरनत नहीं बने बन बाग उपवन वाटिका सर खूब बपि सोहाई नर नाग सुर गंधर्व कन्या रूप मुनि मन मोहनी कहीं माला देह विशाल शैल समान अति बल गर्जनी करि जतन भट कोटिन विकट तन नगर जाओ दसिर चही कहु महिष मानुष धेनु कर अज खल दिसाचर वचनी एहि लागी तुलसी दास इनकी कथा कछु एक कही रघुवीर सर तीरथ शरीरनि त्यागी गति फेरि हरि सही रखवार देखी बबू कपि मन कीन विचार हो रामा कपि मन कीन विचार अति लघु रूप धरो निसी नगर करो परिसार हो रामा नगर करो परिसार सिया पर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की Singh.
Good afternoon to all of you. We're now going to have a specific recital of, I think it's chapter 2 of the Gita from the Ramana Bhagwan. I'm called upon the Lord.
Good afternoon, namaste, and it's very nice on behalf of the family to see one and all of you supporting the family in a much needed time, and of course we'll also be grateful that in the days and months ahead you will render much more assistance to the family. I'm a dear friend of the family for many, many years, and his brother Prem Singh, who's in New Zealand, was my teacher in hotel school, and we go back at least nearly about 37, 38 years, and somehow or other we've always kept contact. I've had the good fortune of meeting Kishore many, many years ago on Prem Singh's previous visit. They came home one afternoon. We sat down and we chatted for many, many hours. And eventually the afternoon became early evening and we had some supper together. I know him to be very kind, very cool, calm, and collected. And he came across as a very, very patient person. These qualities that I'm just speaking about actually comes from the spiritual world. And if we want to remain more with lust, anger, greed, envy, jealousy, and bewilderment and illusion, that means we continue to remain in material consciousness. And he's a very, very, very special person because he had the qualities and the makings of what is called transcendental. Love, patience, tolerance is not an easy thing. And I also had the good fortune many years ago of meeting the good son Kaval, who's done very well in his career as a geotech engineer. And so I'm going to, it's difficult when we lose a loved one in a family because it means that he's a father to someone, he's a loving husband to the wife. In the broader circle of the family, there are many brothers, there are many sisters, and somehow or other this knot of separation comes into being. So it's important on an occasion like this that we listen to our holy scriptures, what's in Ramayana, what's in Bhagavad Gita, because all these are eternal scriptures, what's in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Mataji was reciting the beautiful Hanuman Jalisa and the glories of Lord Rama and the glories of Lord Hanuman. So when we look at Bhagavad Gita deals with 5 basic truths. The first one is Ishvara. God is the supreme person, the supreme being. He's the one who's in control. Then the second aspect of Bhagavad Gita is the Jivas. Jivas means all living entities, which include plant life, insect life, animal life, and there's about 400,000 species in variety in terms of human life. And the third aspect is called Prakriti. That's material nature, that's where we are. And Bhagavad Gita was first spoken 1,420,000 years ago to the sun god. The sun god spoke it to Manu. Manu spoke it to the next person, and in that time, over time, this teaching was lost. So 5,000 years ago, Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So after Jiva, we get what we call karma. So karma means action and reaction, and we get rewarded accordingly. And the last aspect that Bhagavad Gita is dealing with, kala, time. So in the first 6 chapters, Krishna is giving knowledge. In the second 6 chapters, which is dealing with the process to attain Krishna, is through the process of Bhakti Yoga. Of course, there are many yoga systems in Bhagavad Gita. And so Krishna says, but of all the yoga systems, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. It means that I can only be understood through this process of bhakti. And I'm going to be reading from chapter 2, but before we read from Bhagavad Gita, we recite what we call the Mangala Charana. Mangala Charana, which means it creates auspiciousness. Now, Lord Krishna gives us one guarantee, that wherever the Bhagavad Gita is spoken, victory will prevail. So there's no doubt in that, and we should make a sincere attempt to understand these things. So this Mangala Charana means we are offering respect to the Parampara. So I was explaining to you how this knowledge was first spoken to the sun god. In time, the sun god passed it on to Manu. Manu gave it to his son Ikshvaku. Ivam parampara praptam imam raja sayo vidu sakalena mata yogo nasta parantapa. So Krishna is saying, in the course of time, this knowledge was lost, and I re-established the disciplic succession. Why is the disciplic succession? To understand the absolute spiritual truth. So we'll come to all those reasons just now. Om Abhyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmei Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manu Vistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yusapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopischa Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostute Dapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutidevi Pranami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Chanubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadiyasya yato nivaya tarataschatesu abhigyana Brahma Nidya Adikubaya Muyanti Yat Surya Tejovari Mirdam Yato Vinimayo Yat Ratri Sarjo Damna Sevana Sadhana Niratra Kuwakam Satyam Param Dhimaihi. So this is a very powerful verse. It's from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's describing who Lord Sri Krishna is. O my Lord Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primal cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universe. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reaction of the three modes of material nature appear to be factual. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. So apart from God being the controller and one who is in charge of the universe, it simply means that he is the absolute truth. Srila Jiva Goswami is making this point because it is a summon bonus point, and he's placing Krishna in the middle of everything. What is the meaning of Janmati Asya, the first line of this verse? It means that everything comes from Sri Krishna Bhagavan. And when we learn to accept this, then we can understand. When we look at nature, we see there's a lot of beauty in nature. The way the branches stand, the way there's many stems, there's many leaves. And when we look at the beauty in the creation of nature, then we can understand really. It's called pantheology, and it brings us to the understanding to inquire more deeper into God. So what is the second chapter teaching us? It's entitled The Contents of Gita Summarized. And what is the purpose of this chapter? To help all people to discern reality from illusion, spirit from matter, and the eternal from the temporary. To explore the faults of materialism, because it's very easy to get caught up in this material nature. And what does Krishna say about this material nature? Maya Dakshena Prakriti, Suyate Sachara Charam, Hetunanena Kaunteya, Jagat Vipari Vartate. So this material energy is working under my direction. It's a place for the temporary. Until we come to understand the difference between matter and spirit, then we begin to look deeper into our philosophy. The next point is, this chapter is trying to offer guidance in the Vedic techniques and spiritual life. Furthermore, the present and it is our intention in this chapter to spread the Vedic culture all over the world. The next point is to celebrate the chanting of the holy name, because in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the holy name as given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the word Chaitanya is an incarnation of the Lord who appeared about 535 years ago in West Bengal. You see, towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, 1866, Lord Krishna says, Sarvadaman Parityaja, Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. So when he winds up his activities in the material world, and he thinks maybe people must have misunderstood me. So he comes back after many thousands of years, and he took the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's a combination of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So he comes back in a more intimate relationship and is describing the easiest way of of how to reunite with him. And that easiest way of reuniting with him is through the chanting of the holy name, which I was just reciting. And chapter 2, I'm reading now from 2:13 Bhagavad Gita, which describes the body, the soul, and its material nature. Devino asmin yatadehi kumaram yuvanam jara tatadehantara prati jira tatra namu yate. Translation: as the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. The purport is from Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is known as Jagat Guru and has come to save the entire world. So, since every living being is an individual soul, each changing his body every moment, manifesting sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet the same spirit is there and does not undergo any change. The individual soul finally changes the body at the time of death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is short to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause for lamentation by Arjuna on account of his death, neither for Bhishma nor for Drona, for whom he was so much concerned. Rather, he should rejoice for the changing of the bodies from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Such change of body accounts for the varieties of enjoyment or suffering according to one's work in life. So Bhishma and Drona, having been noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least life in the heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence. So in either case, there was no cause of lamentation. Any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the super soul, the nature and both material and spiritual is called Dhira, or most sober man. Such a man is never deluded by the changing body. And this is called Sanatana, and is called Keshara, as they have a tendency to fall down from the material nature. See, it's giving the reason why we come to this universe, because we turned away from the Lord, and as a result, we come to the material universe. These fragmental portions are eternally so, and even after liberation, the individual soul remains in the same fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the personality of Godhead. The theory of reflection can be applied to the super soul, who is present in each and every individual body and is known as Paramatma. He is different from the individual living being. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflection represents both the sun and the moon, and the stars also. The stars can be compared to the living entities, and the sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual fragment soul is represented by Arjuna, the Supreme Soul, the personality of Godhead. So I'll explain a little bit further from here. Arjuna is actually a self-realized soul. He is known as Budakesa. Even when he goes to sleep, he still remembers Krishna. But in order for us to get the benefit of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is placing him as a conditioned soul. Now this verse is making the point, why should this body be undergoing changes? If we minus 30, 40 or 50 years from all our life, then it takes our memory back to our very, very young days. Why should this body be changing from boyhood to youth to old age? But this verse is explaining that the true self, the spirit soul, undergoes none of these changes. So we have to, and Krishna is making the point, the wise who knows this does not lament over death. Dhiras tatra na muyate means a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So we have to realize temporary nature, and it's also explaining how we are part and parcel of the Lord. That's 15.1 of Bhagavad Gita. Right? And there is a qualitative and a quantitative difference. Quality means we have similar qualities, but the qualitative difference because God is all powerful, we come under his control. Jivera Swarup Hai Krishnera Nitya Das. So we should ask ourselves, what is our constitutional position? Jivera Swarup Hai Krishnera Nitya Das means the living entity is an eternal servant of Krishna. There are 5 primary relationships. So the material world is a reflection of these relationships. Some of you are parents, some of you sitting here are friends of the deceased and you've been invited to the funeral. So all these relationships actually come from the spiritual relationship. But what is the spiritual relationship between Radha and Krishna? So Krishna was desiring to know how much of love Radharani has for him. So therefore that molten gold complexion is coming from Srimati Radharani. And from there we are able to take this spiritual process forward. Time is a little bit short. I'm just going to wrap up. The ABCD of Bhagavad Gita is spiritual life is made up of like a train line. The train cannot run on 2 parallel lines. So to improve your spiritual life, the first thing you've got to see is, in this age of Kali, the most important thing is to recite God's holy name. That's what we've been doing. That's what the previous speaker is doing. That's what many of you do at home. Never leave that. But the easiest way, and it's known as the Maha Mantra, and let us give our dearmost brother here, Kishore Parbhoo Singh, a very, very big farewell. If you all can take a deep breath in and pick your hands up. Hare Krishna, repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just simply add, whatever you do, just simply add this one little mantra. It's called the Maha Mantra. Maha means the greatest of all mantras. And you all will get the benefit. We wish him well on his eternal home and his journey back to Godhead. If you just give me another quick second, I would like to recite the final prayers for the departed soul. Can I do that, Jay? It'll just take me 2 minutes, right? This book is called the Sri Isopanishad. So another name for Bhagavad Gita is also Gita Upanishad. What is the meaning of the word Upa? It means that the disciple should come closer to the teacher. I'm reading from Mantra 15. Hiranmayena patrena satyasta patitam mukham tattvam kusham apavdinu satya dharmasya distaye. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove the covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. Vayur anilam amritam atedam pasmantam sariram om krato smara kitam smara. Let this body be burnt in ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices, and because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. The last verse, Mantra 18. Agne naya supita raye asman vishvani deva vayunani vishvan yuyudya asmat juranam eno vayustam te nama uti videma. Translation. O my Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, now I offer you all the obeisances falling on the ground at your feet. O my Lord, please lead me onto the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions to my past sins, and there will be no hindrance to my progress. So, Hare Krishna, thank you very much for your rapt attention, and we wish Prabhuji well on his way home back to Godhead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for this prayer and for reciting from the Gita. The one thing I would like to say about my brother, since he arrived on this earth, we were almost inseparable. Since the day my brother arrived, I can recall my childhood was his childhood. We grew up together. We were so close. We watched rugby, a lot of rugby together. And I remember that dreadful morning when we got the message where Kishore was no more. And I said to myself, oh, I heard it, my heart shattered and my soul screamed. This we have lost. It was rootless pain. I hide so deep inside me. I wish I could take you once more with me and recall the type of memories we had. Kish and I go a long way back. The loss of a brother, the first best friend I ever knew. If I looked up to anyone, it was him. My childhood was his childhood, as I said. I always asked myself, without you, what would I do? To him, he never pondered on death. He always said to me, he said the most interesting thing. He said, we are together now, and we should enjoy the now, not wait for the future. Now, I have a number of messages. One from my brother in New Zealand, one from my brother in California, and all of them resonate the same message. I recall these are the messages that are coming from abroad for this beautiful soul. My brother in New Zealand says to me, he said, we had many a good time together. Kishore was the centerpiece of everybody's existence. In times like this, it is very difficult to understand, let alone accept what is facing us. It is very hard, very sad time, and we have to give ourselves permission to feel sad and to grieve freely. I can only imagine how sad, loss, and helplessness you feel in this time, especially being so far away from Kishore's family and the rest of your family. Kishore was a gift to you and to all of us. We join you in being grateful to Almighty God for having Kishore in our lives. I know that you tonight and tomorrow will be extremely difficult for you. And Ranta and I share this time with you to walk this lonely path. My phone will be on all the while, all night, to join you in keeping a vigil kindly over Kishore's soul. Please do not hesitate to chat. This is Prem. And there's a friend of his called Evat, who worked with Kishore in the chemistry laboratory, Evat Singh. And he sent a message from Australia. And his message is quite a long one, but he says he recalls the times when they were there. All I can say to you is your loss is our loss. Kishore rests in a peace where he goes. Unfortunately, we cannot be present with you. And I believe this is really a major loss to a lot of people. I want to go back to my other brother, Suren. And he said this. He said, Kishore, Suren and I were very close together. We bonded together. Anything I did Whenever I arrive from Pretoria down in Durban, the first house I would go is Kishore's. And we would sit and chat and talk endlessly. We had a common pastime, which was rugby. And I recall him saying to me, he says, we're going to watch the next game against Portugal at your place. And I said, yes, we will watch it at my place. In fact, this Saturday, we were going to watch the game against Portugal. And it brings back those memories to me. I can never watch rugby the way I should watch rugby with Kish. Kival was his close confidant and friend. Ever since Kival arrived, Kish was, you could see, he took a very strong liking and shared that bond with me about Kival. I'm going to read to you what Suren had to say. It says, Captain and Kival, we are shocked to hear about the sudden passing of Kishore and can't imagine how the two of you must be feeling right now. Please accept our deepest sympathies and hope you find strength in the fact that Kishore was a dedicated husband and it has been a difficult couple of days for us to even try and understand how he was suddenly taken away from us. We too are trying to get strength from the fond memories that he had left us with overtimes we spent with him and his caring ways. It's difficult to think that it would have been only a couple of hours and we would have been online with him to hear him share his stories with us. He was always surrounded by friends and yes, he was always surrounded by friends. And he always engendered love. I always say, we can't really, we can recall memories. Kish insisted on those memories keeping us together. Despite his own challenges, Kish would always be there for us, all to help in whatever way he could, and try to make rights for us. Growing up, Kish and I were only a year apart, and so I always remember how we would protect each other. And it is through these memories I'm trying to gain strength. He will be dearly missed. Remember, Carol and Kival, that we are always here, and as you seek comfort to overcome this, stay strong. Suren, Adele, and Dinika. I must say that even the name Kishore is a name synonymous with Krishna Bhagavan, which means love. You know, Kishore engenders the path of Krishna Bhagavan at the time when Krishna was young and joyful and playful. That's the face we remember of Kishore. I know there are so many memories I can recall with him from the time he was born. We walked to the school, the local school together, MES primary school. Premla would remember that. We were in school in Thornville together. Kish was well liked. He had always been surrounded by good friends. And I can say this, that his brothers are watching right now, Prem and Suren, and they also had that love for Kishore. And, you know, he wasn't just, he was more than just a brother to me. He was a friend. He would pick up the phone and speak to me and and said, when you're coming down for the next game, and this is how we related. I recall the one time we came down for the game, and we went to the game. Kish had everything sorted out for us. We came down ostensibly for some wedding or some function, but Kish knew what we wanted to do. We wanted to go down for the game that evening. But the next day, both Kish and I, the picture of us, were in the papers. We were watching the Sharks beat the Crusaders. That's how much we loved our rugby, and that's how much Kishore and I were close together. One of the beautiful things in his life was Kival. Kival, when he arrived, he brought so much of joy. And he's the son I would have had. Kival was the son. And when he's got this background in engineering, and he grew up in this firm. He's now quite high up in the company. And I must call upon Kival now to share a few words about his dad. Kival.
Just like to share a few words to everyone in the letter I wrote for my dad. To Dad, what you have done for me and Mom, I will forever be grateful for. You have protected, guided, and paved the way for us all in all aspects of life. Growing up, Dad, you never missed a single one of my rugby matches throughout my schooling years, and always supported me in my career. You are a pillar of strength in my personal life, and my mentor, and a big contributor to our current success. We enjoyed our sports, rugby, as Jacob said, debates we had around it. And watching the games at home was never about who won, who lost, who played. It was about just being with you on the time for those hours and just spending the time with you. It was never about rugby, it was about being in your company. As a family, we have had some of the best and most memorable experiences. From climbing through clouds together, going on little hikes, river rafting in Mpumalanga. We've had some of the most memorable father-son experiences that I could ever have asked for. And one of the most memorable was maybe when I was in primary school and we had a father and son rugby day. That memory of you on the opposite side of the pitch is something I'll forever remember. Seeing your dad as an opposition number and knowing that you could play with him or remember that in this phase of my life is something that sticks with me forever. Venturing into the corporate world, you have always had my back and supported me while working. From doing the airport drop-offs, or servicing my car when I couldn't, helping Sash, helping my mom. You always did these things unconditionally for us. No matter how you felt on the day, if you were feeling a bit under the weather, or you had other prior arrangements, it was never about that. It was always about me, your son, and mom, and now Sash. You did this unconditionally. And now I won't have you behind me anymore. Running was your passion, and this was imparted onto me by you and Mom. Mom took it on as a hobby, and she always looked to you as our coach. You always supported me and Mom, even in races when you couldn't compete. You were on the sideline, always cheering me, always getting me through, always saying how strong you are, son, you're looking good for the second lap. You could look like you're going to do a good time this time. Finishing races, even though I wasn't right in the front, you were still proud of me no matter whatever time I did, whatever race I did. You always had the smile on your face of how a father looks at their son when they successfully complete events. You inspired me to do comrades, as all sons want to achieve their dad's comrade legacy or live up to some sporting achievement that their dads have done. And you couldn't have set the bar higher. I hope I've done you proud in what I've achieved in life. Dad, you're also the epitome of being a gentleman. And I've learned so much from you. Your mannerism, how you conduct yourself, how you deal with people. The skills that I can't learn from anyone else. You took pieces of yourself and you gave it to me along your life. You gave me pieces of yourself right up to last weekend on Saturday when it was the last hours we all spent together as a family. And the last time I hugged you. And I said, bye, Dad. In the later years, you told me how much you love me. And I always told you, Dad, I love you too. And Mom loves you as well. And Saj. I love you, Dad, and thank you for molding me into the man I am today and taking care of Mom, Saj, and I. Your boy. I'd like to ask Uncle Raj to come up on the stage and just give a few words.
He knows Kishore from the University of Gujarat, I think. He was there in the chemistry department. They both worked in the chemistry. Kishore should supervise master students in chemistry. That was his job in the university. Uncle Raj will tell you about that.
Greetings everyone, and thank you for being here and Kishore. Yes, Kishore and I worked at the university, and you would hear just now exactly how we met and how it has changed over the years. Firstly, I stand here with immense sadness. Kishore and I were very good friends, so there's a great deal of sadness and very heavy heart. I stand to present this tribute and bid farewell to a colleague and a dear friend of mine. I've known Kishore for over 4 decades. It's actually 43 years plus now that I know Kishore. But let me begin by saying and extending from my family and myself and our colleagues at the UKZN our sincere and heartfelt condolences to Kishore Singh's loved ones and his extended family. I convey a special word of sympathy to Kishore's dear wife Carol, his son Hibab, and his daughter-in-law Sasha. To you all I say, may you find some peace in knowing that we all share in your pain and your loss. We ask God to give you strength and comfort at this time of mourning. Comfort in this time of mourning. May the peace of the Almighty permeate your being to fill the void that is left by the passing and loss of your dear one. Whilst there may be many questions and mixed feelings with our collective loss, we should all take comfort in knowing that Kishore has run his last race. Kibar, your dad introduced you to the race. Carol, who did likewise with you. He's run his last race, completed his assignment, finished the race, and is now graduated to his eternal resting place. In grief and in mourning our loss, we can also give thanks to the Almighty for allowing Kishore to impact our lives in different ways, of course, in our life's journey. We can therefore somehow or in some way celebrate a life well lived. Well, you said that your dad is a mentor to you. In fact, he instilled a lot of values, I should say good values in your life. You will hear a few more things as we go along. A little bit more the background to Kishore's life history and journey as I know it. I met Kishore in 1981 when I joined the staff of the University of Natal on the Howard College campus to work with the chemistry department. Unbeknown to me, at the same time Kishore had apparently started work and joined the university. Incidentally, he joined the university the same day that I joined the university. If my memory serves me correct, he had been studying BSc at the University of Devon Westport, and he must have applied for the job at the University of Natal. He then was offered a job, and he took employment at the university. Kishore was initially tasked to work as a chemical technician because that's what he was employed to do, and he worked under the mentorship and leadership of Logan Gurugas. Carol and Shiva, Logan sends his condolences to you and the family. His main role involved preparation, setting up, and demonstrating chemistry practicals to the undergraduate students. Among other tasks, he also, as the brother said a short while ago, was involved in assisting postgrad students with their research requirements and their experimental project. In 1982, when computers and IT services were at the infancy, in fact there was none in our department at the time, Kishore was identified by the leadership of the school to go and study computer science and do so at the university while he continued to hold his full-time position. That was the genesis of Kishore's career change into the IT field. With perseverance and dedication, he soon became what we would term the go-to guy and the IT specialist in our department and school. And I think it's missed today from what I hear from other people. He oversaw the full gamut of computer services and needs of the school, assisting students and staff alike with computational chemistry, general computer setup, and troubleshooting. And also computer interfacing of our analytical instruments in our labs. This dual function or skill that Kishore possessed served the school well over 3 decades, or more than 3 decades I think he was working. After Kishore's retirement, many that I had the opportunity to meet indicated that they missed his dedication and his service, and the special service and attention that he provided. From the early 1990s onwards, computational chemistry became a big subject and a research project in our department. And Kishore's skills and expertise were sought after tremendously, not only within the department, but also outside of the department. The late Professor Tony Ford, who recently passed on, relied heavily on Kishore's expertise and computational work and research. They would regularly interact with each other and analyze output data from computers, even after hours and on weekends. Now I'm not sure whether they were interacting for computers or whether they were interacting for rugby, because Professor Ford was a Welsh gentleman who had been living in South Africa for a long time, and I think he must have been supporting Wales when they played, and Kishore may have been supporting the opposition team. Anyway, the level of commitment Kishore showed towards his job is highly commendable. During the entire period of his service and employment at the university, Kishore had always shown loyalty, dedication, and excellent sense of work ethics. He was a well-liked individual by staff and students alike, and even after his retirement, people wished that he could still be around and cheer them up when they were down. Most of them that have heard of his untimely passing expressed a deep sadness and shock. I'm not sure which is the hobby you love the most, but this is the order I remember it. I believe the uppermost among Kishore's hobby was road running, because that was one of the first things that he would get involved in when he was working with us. He did this with his wife, Carol, and his son, Kibar. They would regularly enter road races and travel throughout the lengths and breadths of the country to participate. And come back, and occasionally he would tell us how he did, how the family did, and so on. Kishore also loved rugby, as you heard. He was a rugby supporter and a fan, and he would also attend most rugby games, I think, that take place at the rugby stadium out here. The other thing he did, he watched rugby a lot at home. He would tell me that he's watching a particular game and recording another game. So I think he spent a lot of time watching rugby. And in fact, the family could correct me here. He actually set up a little theater in his house, where he's got a projection system where he watches rugby on the big screen. Am I correct, sir? Yeah. The other thing that I found Kishore enjoyed, he had pets at home. I think he had 2 dogs. Recently, I recall he said he had 2 dogs. And he really took care of these dogs. He would talk to me and tell me about their mannerisms and how they would behave at home, which one was the one that was troublesome, which one was a calm one, and so on. But he had these dogs, and they were his guys, and he took care of them as well. He also did something which fascinates me a little bit, because he had injuries. He was a jogger. One morning, I think he was knocked by some guy who had finished work and smashed one of his legs. It took him a while to recover, but anyway, he recovered. He went to other medical problems. Yeah, this thing here, which he mentioned to me recently, he had apparently become a do-it-yourself enthusiast and a gadget guy. Yes, gadgets I knew about, but do-it-yourself was a little thing that I couldn't understand, But anyway, he did it. He had a whole array of tools in his house, and he would tell me, this is what I got, and this is what I did today. Sorry if I'm taking too much time. On a personal level, I had the opportunity, as I said, to be his work colleague. And after the time I became a good friend of his, or we became good friends, we would occasionally meet each other and go and have breakfast or something like that. And we'd regularly chat. In fact, the last chat we had was about 2 weeks ago. I live in the North Coast, and he would call me. And we spent about an hour. That was very little. An hour was little. If you ask Carol, he would call me and we would talk for, a few hours like that. From the very early days, I noticed that Kishore displayed a sense of responsibility and reliability, which he carried into his marriage, of what you heard, and became a highly dedicated family man and a father. He loved his wife and son, and when Sasha became part of his family, he likewise expressed joy and happiness. I recall that when Kibar was in school and later in university, he would go out of his way to ensure that Kibar had everything possible to succeed. Kibar, your dad has left you the baby and his legacy. And I'm certain he would want you to build on that foundation today. He spoke highly of you and was proud of your excellent achievements. And you heard it from your uncle as well and others. In closing, I say on behalf of your colleagues, friends, and family, you left us too soon, Kishore. You have, however, done your bit, and as I said, finished your assignment on earth. You leave us with beautiful memories which we will each cherish in our own individual ways. We thank God for allowing us to share moments in time with you whilst you have found us. So until we meet again, rest well, dear friend. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. brings back all the memories of Kishore in his work and his home. The one thing that I could not mention that I forgot to mention, in the Singh family, Kishore started what is called the Singh relay team. It's a fund run team. And all 5 of our brothers, Brenda who is in New Zealand, myself, Kishore, even my big brother, we all participated in this relay team. And Kish started this team. I never forget the fun runs that we had. In fact, right up to recently, Kish was active in that. He got that relay team going. In fact, of all the things, yesterday was the day we were going to go on Teams and speak to my brothers in abroad. Because on Teams, you get the whole family together. And Sue would tell me, he says, you know, Teams is better than the other one, what was it, Zoom. Because Zoom is only half an hour, but Teams, you know, for us fellows who like to speak long. And that was the interesting relationship he had with the family. I recall one of the most important things in my life was once Kish came up to Pretoria, we went to watch Kival. Kival was playing 8 man in the game for Glenwood. And Glenwood had a very strong team those days. And we should watch rugby together. And he was well liked for watching, playing, and coaching these boys. But he leaves those memories with us. As I always say, I remember our childhood, and he left with me those good memories, and with all of us. Every one of us recalls those memories. I'm now going to call upon the Pandit. She's going to recite, I don't know whether the remaining mantras with Pandit. Yeah. Pandit, yeah.
Thank you, Ramji. Adideva Purusha Purana Tamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vedasi Vedyam Chakaram Chadama Tvaya Tattam Vishwam Anantarupa. Almighty God, who has been with us since creation, who is the supreme treasure of this vast universe. You are the knower, the knowledge, and the resting place for all beings. You are the infinite presence in whom all things are. You pervade the entire universe. We seek courage, fortitude, and shelter in you. Vasansi jirnani yata vihaya navani vihanati naro parani tatha sharira nivihaya jirnan yanyani sanyati nava nidehi. Just as a person discards an old garment and puts on one that is new, so the soul leaves the body at death and takes on a new one. The soul does not perish with the body. O Lord, may we take courage from this truth. Najayate mrityate va kadachin nayam bhutvam bhavatam vanabhuyaham ajo nitya shasvatoyam purano nanyate hanyamane sharire. or yet to come. The soul does not die when the body dies. May we understand this truth, O God. Nenam chindanti shastrani, nenam dahati pavaka, na jainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati maruta. The soul no weapons wound, no fire burns. Waters cannot wet it, and winds cannot dry it. O God, may we find comfort in these truths. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janmam ritasya cha, tasmada pariharyate, natvam soshitum arhasi. All things born must certainly die, and out of death comes life. Knowing this, we must desist from sorrow. May we have the strength to do so, Almighty God. Avyaktam viri bhutani, avyaktam avyani bharatam, avyaktam nidhananyeva, tatra ka paridevana. All beings are invisible before death. They are invisible again after death. We only see the mortal being in its existing lifespan. O God, grant us the wisdom to accept this truth. Om Vedaham Etam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasaha Parastam Tameva Vididvati Mrityumeti Nanyaham Pantha Vidyate Yanaya. The Supreme Absolute Being is full of splendor, like the sun untainted by darkness. There is no other path to salvation and eternal bliss than by getting to know God. May we be blessed with the wisdom to know Him. Om ya atmada balada yasya vishwa upasate prashisham yasya devaha yasya chayamritam yasya mrityuhum kasmai devaya havishavidhema. In this hour of distress, we need you, O God, who alone can give us physical vigor and spiritual strength, all blissful divinity, whose grace is immortality. What praises are sung by all enlightened persons. We offer our humble prayer and entreat you to lessen our sorrow. Om Suryam Chakshur Gacchatu Vatam Atma Vyam Jagaccha Prithivi Cha Dharmanam Apova Gacchayati Tatrate Himan Oshadishu Pratitishta Sharire. O Supreme Lord, when the components of this body be merged into the five elements of this universe, may its vision be absorbed in the sun, its breath into the atmosphere, and its other senses into appropriate elements. May the soul, according to the noble deeds performed here, dwell in a body worthy of such merit. Om Sham Agni Paschatapasham Purastat Cham Uttara Cham Adharat Tapenam Ekasteda Vidu Jataveda Samya Agnim Dehi Supritam Loka. O God, who is self-luminous, who dispenses justice even-handedly and who rewards everyone justly, may the soul of this body find peace in every direction. O omniscient and all-illuminating Lord, the creator, sustainer, and dissolver of this universe, may the soul be given a worthy abode. Om Sangha यामे निष्ठपूर्तेन परमे व्योमन् हित्वा यावद्यं पुनरस्तम् एहि सङ्गच्छतां तन्वासुवर्चः. God, make the soul, by its austerity, enlightenment, and good deeds, attain like its forebears a suitable state. May it be free from all blemishes, and once again inherit an enlightened body, full of luster, and return to this world, to perform true and noble deeds. Om Vayur Anilam Amritam Athedam Bhasmatam Shariram. Om Krato Smara Krivet Smara Kritam Smara. Almighty God, all material links perish with the body, with the death of the body. It is only one's good deeds, the dharma, that remains with the soul after death. May this dharma never be allowed to perish. Om Asadoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. O Supreme Spirit, lead us from the untruth to truth, from darkness to light, and from death to immortal bliss. May we all stand and put our hands together. When our hands are together, it is nearest to our heart. Whatever we ask for, we ask from the heart, and we will be doing the Shanti Pan very, very gently. Please join me in reciting the Shanti Pan. Om Yo Shanti Rantariksham Vam Shanti Prithivi Shanti Apa Shanti Oshadeya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvadvam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Revi Hari Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much. You may be seated. I will now hand you over to Parbhoo Singh. I think in the meantime we can all recite the Om Namah Shivaya mantra, because I have to go into the parlor to pay my goods for puja. Thank you.
Whoever wants to offer roses, they come and join the queue here before the body night starts.
Yeah, okay, Sasha can come. We'll do it then. Oh no, okay, Sasha, I'll take your mother for the lamp, right? Oh, got the bucket here.
Thank you.